Today's date and time is 9:48 p.m. 9/20/2016, September the 20th, 2016, Tuesday. Now I already made this audio recording. This is the one I wanted to drop, but I got some more I wanted to drop, like Wayne County. Detroit clerk's office on the Boulevard didn't know the answers that I was questioning them about. Every time they told me an answer, I knew it wasn't right. So I asked them, what's the deadline, whatever. That conversation was about I qualified. I went down there, did my paperwork. It's some discrepancy, but I had my other cell phone turned off because either pay this school to go to pay my tuition, to register for school, or keep the cell phone on. Since I had two of them, I said one had to go and use that money to pay to get my books and stuff. So that number that I gave them, it probably was. Then they're going to say, oh, we called you back at that number. But if you check my records, I got another number. I got another number when I ran for mayor, when I ran for governor. You got some numbers on file. But then the big thing, the big butt biter is when we run for write-in candidates, they ask for nothing. I'm going to say it like this. When I ran for mayor, they had my whole shit up on there, except for an email. They had everything on there where somebody could contact me. They didn't have a phone number. They didn't have an email address. The same thing going to go on with this District 13 U.S. Rep election as a write-in candidate, Clyde Darnell Lynch, running for John Conyers spot. And the the city clerk is running for that position too. And I wonder why my name wasn't on the unofficial candidate list. Now I'm going to go print it out and scan it and paste it on Facebook. It's going to be about like 20-some pages, but I'm going to do it. Or I just paste the website link if I can and put it with this audio recording. Now, if they say that when I got my phone turned off, that was the number that I gave them to contact me, they got two other numbers, if it applies, they should have sent me a letter. I should have received it by now. So they probably just blew me off or going to say we didn't have no contact information. So if you don't have my email address, my phone number where they can reach me at as an unofficial candidate on the unofficial candidate list as a write-in candidate for John Conyers' position, U.S. Congress Rep, District 13, how are the citizens going to contact me? How the citizens could contact me as a mayor candidate? And they say, oh, we're going to have a candidate meeting in 2 days. Well, it takes 3 days for a letter to get to you. I missed out on that. And who's going to sit down, take the time and write a letter and put it in the mailbox? Use an envelope and a stamp, or you could just email me or call me. But that information is not collected or not put on the candidate list. When I ran for mayor, hell no. There wasn't no email, no phone number. So was somebody going to take the time and mail some shit to me? And then once again, I'm trying to run for position, and I didn't get equality, fairness, and my liberties was violated. How the fuck? What the fuck? Huh? Now the same thing going on then. I ain't got to sign an affidavit of identity. So what that means, no contact information. Ain't nobody going to mail no letter to my, we're going to have a candidate meeting at such and such a place in 2 days, and I get it 4 days later. You see how unfair it is when they do me like that? And who has control of that list? Was my name deleted, or was the people that generate the list don't take me serious? Because they in the same county building with yours truly, the city clerk, that's running for office, the same position I'm running for, but my name don't get listed. I know my name can't be written on the ballot. You have to write my name in. But when you get treated unfairly like that, and like when I ran for president, and I had to get electors I had to get 14 electors, someone who represent me so I can qualify as a candidate. If I couldn't get signatures, how am I going to get some electors? And then I'm not getting no media play. I can't afford it, and the media won't pick me up because I'm a threat to the 1% anarchy, protocols and procedures. If Trump wins, he's going to play protocols, make policies, and all. It ain't about making policies. And I just seen on the internet that George Bush Sr. is going to vote for a Democrat. You know they scared. But you know what? We just need to say, don't vote for president, vote for everything else, and say we're going to do a wash. Because there's a lot of other candidates, libertarians and or et cetera, will shake shit up. We just have to take a chance. We already know what these fools going to do because their record has been proven. Oh, he's a businessman. All I'm going to say about Hillary Clinton, she didn't do nothing for me as she was the Secretary of State. Never called me back. I never got replied. They fumbled the ball so many times. And people say, well, they can't answer 1,000 emails. That's what somebody told me today in school. And I'm like, well, that means they just violated my rights. Equality, fairness, liberties, and or et cetera, whatever label description you want to say. They can't, that's why the government love us. Because I'm not going to say uneducated, I don't know what the malfunction is. Successfully, dysfunctionally programmed. That's our malfunction. And we will nitpick and criticize and critique somebody, but we won't come with a solution. All we say, that ain't going to work, that ain't going to work. But while we kind of say, you ain't never said a solution. But if the other side don't agree, they're going to agree to make whatever happen, unconstitutional actions, behavior, non-equality, non-compliance happens to the other side. That's the purpose and goal, so they can continue making profits off our tax dollars and our employment, in our economic buying power. And we never get nothing in return. I got the Versace, I got the $300 belt buckle, but I ain't got no car. I got 1,000 pairs of shoes that cost $300 each. But I don't even know what a credit score means. What the purpose of having good credit? I just pay cash for everything. We have been successfully dysfunctionally programmed. And we pass it along to our children. And what the other side pass along? Go to school, make policies that keep the other side down. If it ain't true, that's what it seemed like, because we keep our own self down. The government love us, the citizens, in our non-compliance, in our non-togetherness. They love it when we make new stupid-ass laws. And the law is already there, the Constitution. We don't even know how to break it down, how to put that law, that section, that paragraph, that amendment together, because that's the strongest thing we have. And when we ignore it, don't know it, and we say that wasn't created for the black man, you own it because it's in black and white. Put business law, business management, law, and retool the math system. You know how to bookkeep in all public schools, K through 12. Don't say where the money gonna come from. We're gonna make it happen. Because to do unconstitutional things to the other side, the 99%, they make laws. Illegally, unconstitutionally, we accept them and we vote on them ignorantly. And don't know what we voting for. Oh, it's going to create more jobs. Planting the seed of dysfunctionalism, which I call dysfunctional programming. I'm not programmable if it applies. I don't believe what everybody else believes. I walk alone a different way since I've been a little fella. That's why people call me a hard case, because I'm not in the groove, in the niche of the dysfunctional programming. We in 12 years of mandated schooling that's biased and one-sided. If we have to homeschool, get the money together, make our own school, and we can have a generation of soldiers, we can create a government within a government. Like that Detroit News article. And the news anchor was sitting on a milk crate. The news reporter was sitting on a milk crate, and she said she was talking all in the beginning, all low tempo. It was a bad thing. Then also she went up tempo. Well, it's a good thing because now they know what the problem is. It was 30 to 40 people in the class when I'm going to school. I'm 44 years old. We had to bring paper and pencils when I was going to school, and we still doing the same shit. But it done got worse. Because they know we are not informed and we are not together, so they do whatever bullshit they want to do to us, and they make profits off of it. And we sink lower and lower and lower in pride. They take our heritage and prestige and use it and succeed when they twist it and make it artificial. They make us follow and worship that shit. And the ones that's out here talking about their conscience and all this and that, a motherfucker walked up on me and said, I've been a community activist for years. I'm about to roll my head and back of my eyes. Like, what the fuck you doing in the community and what you trying to activate, motherfucker? They do the same protocol procedure, get tax money, they have their little organization, but they ain't doing nothing. If what you do not assist the citizens in a local residence, in the whole city, village, township, a whole county, a whole state, the whole country, the whole planet, what you doing ain't worth shit. If every person in that jurisdiction, local, county, state, federal, worldwide, it doesn't affect in a positive way, what you talking about, what you doing ain't shit. Because it just touch a little. And the rest don't even know what's going on. Heard about it. I'll forget that. We gone to work. Not knowing there's more things in life than going to work and surviving. We have to get together and make it happen. The government love us. And when we go to court, they make more money off of us when they make the trial go a little bit longer than it's supposed to go. The court gonna make some money off us once again by making the law to incarcerate us. They're making the law that's biased, one-sided, and the judges up there eating it up. They probably got stocks and shares in the prison. A bigger quarterly check coming if it applies. Now, this audio recording, when I called my man, it was a 2-part email. What you about to listen to. He told me he was all happy and get up tempo. Yeah, I could tell you about the president qualifications. I already know that. But go ahead, let me know. It's not fair and biased, like I said previously. If I couldn't get signatures, how am I going to get people to qualify me as congressional electors? I needed 14 and 2 from any other state in the United States, even on the island that the United States has jurisdiction over. And I guarantee you I could have got 2 people from there. But where the 14 going to come from? I probably could have went to work, asked people, oh, I ain't got no job. Not no steady job. Oh, so that's why you want to be congressman. So now, here we go. I'm about to hit the recording. And my man that was talking to me, he probably was an intern, being taught corruptly in our constitutional actions and behaviors. And that's what we got to live. That's what the future is right there. So why wouldn't you want your kids? Because a police officer goes to learn law for no more than 12 months, if that. A private investigator goes to school for 2.5 years. A state police officer goes to school longer than a local police officer. FBI, I believe, is more than probably 2.5 years. I forgot. But you see, if we in 12 years of mandated schooling, we can implement that. If we have to make an extra day or 2, have school on the weekends on a half a day, retool the math system. We will implement this program from kindergarten to the 12th grade. But when you graduate from the 12th grade, you have an associate degree in law and business management. And you can advance your knowledge when you go to college. But we know how to protect ourselves. We know how to write our court papers. We can assist people in our community. And that will be the generation that will sue the government for not doing, because they're going to remember what happened when they was in school. They're going to remember what they had to fight for and what they had to collect money for, what they had to go sell M&M for and water bottles on the corner. They're going to remember that. And they're going to remember that you send money overseas, trillions and billions. Every government official need to be locked up. Why you want to be a government official? Why you want to run for elected position? To be a ball player, coattail rider, a sellout, a wheel spinner? You just want to be in the history books? You want the perks and privileges of discounts? Why do you want to be a elected government official? Because I ain't got no job and it's the easiest thing to do. And why you don't want to be a government elected official, but you want to put somebody else in the spot to do what you want to do for you and yours and or et cetera, but you don't want to run. You rather put it in the hands of somebody else that been in office for years and ain't did nothing. Only thing they did was for big business. They did for big business, not for you, us. They use our tax dollars and help big business. Took money from the citizens and taxpayers and helped big business. We're going to create jobs. The governmental entities can create that job. They could train the money with the tax dollars, with federal funds. They do it to help big business create arenas, stadiums. So why we can't do that for ourselves and have a municipal? But they cheating still. That's why you put business management and retool the math system. So anybody can check the books of your government official and where my tax dollars going, how it's being spent, who getting it, and what they doing with it. Instead of having a private public business getting hired by the governmental agency to check the governmental agency, which they're going to find we ain't found no wrongdoing. It was some little discrepancies, but we took care of it with your tax dollars. Paid the man to lie, took the tax dollars, corrected the books, fudged a couple of the accounts here and there, and somebody pocketing trillions of dollars living rich off your tax dollars ain't did nothing for us. but help big business to make money. So you need to ask, because somebody got a petition going to recall Snyder, you're going to put him in office? We need to do a citywide survey, countywide survey, statewide survey, a countrywide survey of how many people hasn't been addressed constitutionally with their constitutional complaint, concern, petition, grievance, a fucking complaint. That's what it boiled down to. Now, I'm not going to have enough time to record this auto recording, so I may just have to make it a double-double. But here we go right here. Just 15 minutes. 15 minutes auto record. I don't think I got enough time. Here we go. We having a malfunction, folks. Let me do this. Exit out and put back in.
My baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch, all rights reserved without prejudice. I am Prince Clyde Darnell Lynch. Equality and fairness by contract is paramount and mandatory by law. Amen. And what we have is no liberty. So, today's date and time is 11:01 a.m., Friday, September the 9th, 2016. I just called 1-517-373-0843 Peter Lacido, whatever, state rep that was on Let It Rip with Reverend Williams and a couple of Williams about Trump, about the election. It's just a racket. The 1% going to get their way no matter who wins, but they're kind of scared of Trump. That's not some kind of person, behavior, actions, arrogance, ignorance that you want that's going to be a puppet anyway. Because they don't do what he want to do, but he don't know what to do. He may be getting taken out or have a harder time than Obama if it applies, because I don't know if he had a hard time or not, Obama. But let's say they treat him worse than Obama, but then they accept him later on. And when everybody get comfortable, he's going to play ball, play policies. And one thing that none of the presidents ever did was obey and uphold the Constitution and make every governmental agency, official, private public business, and or et cetera, obey and uphold their duties, obligations, and tasks as governmental officials, taxpayer service employees to the citizens, which pay their wages as governmental hirees, appointees, and or et cetera, if it applies. So now I'm about to call this number, and I just called earlier a minute ago, and you know me, I'm gonna record this shit. Give him a little.
Representative Lucio's office. Speaking, how may I help you?
Oh yes, my name is Clyde Lynch, and I sent him an email probably this morning around 1 a.m.
Yes, I saw it, sir.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you. Have a nice day. Who was I speaking with?
This is Scott.
Okay. All right, Scott.
I can answer your question if you'd like.
I mean, how you going to answer that? You know, it was a two-part email. The first part was about how I was trying to run for president. And I already understand. There's nothing I could do. And the second part is about my rights being violated. You know, and I know he's not in my jurisdiction, but you can go ahead and answer my email then.
Well, in terms of your rights being there's certain requirements you have to run for president as a right. You need a vice presidential candidate, and you need a people who would be designated to vote for you in the electoral college. It'd be one person from each congressional district and then two at large. If you don't have that, you don't have the legal requirements to run as a right. And that's the same thing.
I understand that. I understand the first part. First part is understandable. I understand the rules and regulations. So what about the second part?
Well, I was trying to understand exactly how do you feel that they're violating your rights?
Did you listen? Did you watch the section of my city council meeting?
No, I had not got around to watching that yet.
Oh, okay. Well, the part that where I was speaking, you need to listen to. I'm not trying to be arrogant or disrespectful, but that need to be listened to. Just the section where I spoke, and if you wanna or whoever wanna watch the whole session, you can watch the whole session. But the part where I was speaking at the Detroit City Council meeting on January 20th, 2015, that need to be addressed. So.
What jurisdiction if the city council violated your rights? So that's why you have to take up with the Wayne County prosecutors.
I understand that, sir. I have done everything with my knowledge that I know, and I have been slapped in the face of compensation, due process, equality, fairness, and my liberties have been violated. All I'm saying, just review my comments. That's all. I understand everybody want to use the imaginary word jurisdiction, which I know. I took criminal law, but I didn't graduate. And I'm taking business management right now. So it's going to be a 2.5-year class I'm taking. So once I get done with that, I'll be able to write my own paper and look out in 3 years. All I'm going to say is just listen to my comment. That's all. The comments that I wrote on the paper, I can't remember the time frame, but it's on the paperwork. The time markers was between. All right, then, sir. Have a nice day. I'm about to go.
You too, sir. Have a good day.
All right, bye. Now, my man just read the first part of it, like everybody do in government, because they ain't got time to read the whole thing or address me completely and constitutionally with honorable jurist behavior to their full legal capacity, which that word jurisdiction is going to get everybody in trouble in government. Because the Constitution states that anyone in government can do anything for any U.S. taxpaying citizen, period. And every governmental book, criminal law book that I have went to school for and purchased says the same damn thing. And the illusion is our governmental taxpaying service is fucking us over. It's sitting there getting paid. They've been in the same office or different government office for years, collecting free money, the shuffling paperwork, if it applies, and assisting the powers that, not the powers that be, because the powers that be is the citizens, the masses, assisting the 1%ers with extreme prejudice, not with extreme prejudice in the sense they being violated, with bias. Not bias, what's the right word can I find to describe what I'm trying to say? But you cater, government and taxpayer service cater to big business, 1%, in their pines and or et cetera, what label description you want to use, but they don't assist the citizen in their needs and wants, which is registered, mandated, ratified in our federal contract, which is the U.S. Constitution, Declaration of Human Rights, Civil Rights, Human Rights, and or et cetera, citizenship, occupation, no crime. So I can use any label description which will define gross intentional negligence with extreme prejudice against my federal contract laws, which is the U.S. Constitution. And the U.S. Constitution is superior to any code, statute, law, local, county, state. So what the citizens need to do is learn law and business management. That's what we need to do. And retool the math courses in all the public school systems, where you learn accounting, bookkeeping, tax preparation, and we'll be able to check the books of governmental agencies our tax-paid servants, which are our employees, finances to see if they took any bribes. While you have more money in the bank than your income states that you should have. So therefore, you have to account for that extra loot that you have. Are you investments in stocks, bonds? Most likely they are. But if it don't add up, it don't add up. You can't say you was the hustle man hustling on the street selling bean pies and T-shirts. You can't say that. But if you can, you a motherfucker. So the bottom thing I do is ramble. But if you take what people may say is insufficient, it doesn't make sense. You take that out and put together the contents of what I have spoken that makes sense, don't make sense, and what you don't understand, and call a brother. 313-694-4419. That's my cell phone number. That's the number to reach me. And if you listen to all the recordings that I have on the internet, you will know I record phone conversations when I talk to government officials and business owners. If I feel that I need to record you, I'm going to record you. If any ignorant person say you can't record nobody without their consent, you know what I'm going to say? You a stupid motherfucker. Keep on with your belief, and I'm going to do my thing. People went to jail for recording people without their consent. But you legitimately got the response that you're going to receive of noncompliance and legal corruption. Corruption that's legal by our governmental agencies, which should be illegal and unconstitutional, which do apply to citizens. If we do what the government officials do, we be locked up within seconds. Within 3 days, we be in trial, found guilty. But sometimes our trials linger on. If you have funds, your trial will linger on. But if you don't, like the majority of us, if it applies, you be locked up within 3 days, convicted, and on your way to the state penitentiary or sitting in the county until you get that ride to the state pen. So all I'm going to say is I ramble, go off, but everything what I say have relevance. It is relevant and it have relevancy to the issue at hand. And I'm so tired of the Facebook gangs, the group that come attack you, and the ones that individually attack you and want to critique your comments. And they are dysfunctionally programmed. We can't get together and say, okay, why you say that? Some people do it with the pretense, but in actuality, they just gonna confront you negatively or come to a compromise. But the one most important thing in my papers, all the recordings, I say, if it applies. If it doesn't apply to your belief, your thinking, don't comment, motherfucker. I have freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech with constitutional restrictions, limitations. That is your obligation to freedom of speech. You have constitutional restrictions and limitations, because if I find your comment a violation of my rights, I can sue you. But I don't have the funds and the powers to do it. But if we have business management and law, criminal justice, what a private investigator learns in our public school system, don't say where the money gonna find, because they find money to give to other countries all the time. But cannot find the money to do what needs to be done for the citizens. There's tax dollars being used to send overseas, and some fool email me saying it's their own money, some of it, but they collected off the citizens as patronism, as going to their stores and their products. So no matter what, you dumb idiot, you got the money from the citizens. The citizens put the money in taxes, and we pay the money to business owners that in return use their profits against us. It's most likely it's not for us. And my lack of vocabulary is why some people don't understand me, and I leave a couple of words out. But I will always, majority of the time, blow people out the water when they confront me. If you overstand or understand You could put too much emphasis on something and you just don't understand or know what the hell you're talking about. A word is a word. It can have a religious meaning, a society meaning, a definition meaning, urban legend, and or etc. Or it can mean nothing at all. That's what people need to understand. It can mean nothing at all. It can have a society meaning or have a meaning to that individual person, a religious meaning, dictionary meaning, urban legend meaning, and or etc. But when I put if it applies, if it don't apply to you, keep it moving. But if you have the mindset to think that you have the right to comment on it because you're more intelligent than me, why you haven't made life a better place for everybody else on the planet? So that's why I say fuck you. You commenters and Facebook gangs and individuals. Well, you don't know what I'm doing in my community. I'm doing this and doing that. If it doesn't apply to the whole United States and abroad, what you doing don't mean shit. And I'm out.